Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series. My name is Pullein and today we're looking at how you write your tasks. Now I'm going to show you this using Todoist because that's the task manager that I use, but this particular video and the way you write your tasks applies to all task managers, whether you're using Apple Reminders, TikTok, Microsoft To Do, or any of the other task managers out there. The crucial thing is that the way you write your tasks will have a huge impact on how successful you are when it comes to completing your tasks. And I'm going to show you by using Todoist exactly how to write your tasks and why there is a problem with the way most people write their tasks today. Now, before we go any further, I would just like to say if you do get any value from this video, then please help me by clicking on that like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you want to get all the latest tips, tricks and news on using productivity tools, then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's go into Todoist now and I will show you the best way to write your tasks.
Okay, so this has really come about because many of my coaching clients are exceptionally good at collecting things into their inbox, yet then struggle to decide what each of these mean. So what I want to do in this episode is just go through an inbox with the kind of tasks that people are collecting and show you how you can transform these tasks into something a bit more meaningful, and also to give you like the idea that we have to use actionable verbs so that we're not procrastinating when we come to a task. So I've got 12 tasks in here right now. None of these are really very clear. Some of them might be, but most of them are not. And these are the kind of typical things that people are throwing into their inbox. Now, I should point out that getting stuff into your inbox is the goal. However, there is the next step which we need to go into, which is to process what you collected. And this is where you define the task. This is where you give the task some juice, if you like. You jazz it up so that it actually means something to you. So let's look at the first one here. We've got chase up information. Now, by the way, I'm using Todoist here, but this applies to any task manager. My Todoist is my choice. This is my main task manager, but this really applies to anything. So we got one here which is chase up information. Now this is just when you add something like this to your task manager, it is obviously very clear in your mind what it means, because you're probably looking at the project or you're looking at the whatever it is, your goal, whatever you're doing, you're looking at it and you think, yeah, of course I have to chase up the information. But then maybe later in the day or a couple of days later when you're processing your inbox, you look at the task like this and think, what on earth does that mean? So this is one of the reasons why you do need to be processing your inbox every 24 hours or so that you don't forget this. So what you need to do is you've got to refine this. Now, the good thing about this task here is that we've got an actionable verb. So we've got chase up. Well, that's an actionable verb. It's clear what you need to do. But chase up information is not clear because it could mean a multitude of different things. So in this particular case, it's probably relating to a project. Let's just imagine it's related to a project on kitchens. So imagine I'm doing a kitchen restoration, a kitchen refurbishment. So chase up information on kitchen unit prices. And then what I'm going to do is I also need to say from who. So from... let's say I've got a store, the kitchen store. We'll just call it kitchen store. Now, if you can, what I would suggest is you actually add the telephone number or the email address or whatever it is that you want to do. So in this case, I'm going to add the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's going to give me everything I need. Now, the next question when I'm processing this is, when am I going to do this? Because that's the most important thing. I'm going to think, oh, I need to do that on Monday. So I'm just going to schedule that for Monday. And now that can actually go into my this week folder. Job done. Save it. It's done. It's going to disappear from my inbox now, and I can move out. Again, another type of task here, which is TED Friday. Well, when you added the task, you probably knew what that meant, but what does it mean now, a few days later? So we need to add an actionable verb here too. So TED Friday, I'm going to say it means call TED on Friday. And let's just change this, call TED on Friday, and then I can remove the question mark regarding boat sale. So I need to make it really clear what it actually means. And again, I can add a schedule and then I can move that into wherever it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this in my inbox so you can see what a good inbox means. Deborah, 123456. So this is a telephone number, but what does it mean? So I got here, I need to put a verb into this one. So it's going to call Deborah. And then again, what is it about? About life goals. There we go. And that's really all I need to add in there. So there we go. We've got that one in. And let's go into here. Now, this is another one that I see people typically adding into their inbox. So Beginners Guide to C.O.D productivity course. Now, this is my free productivity course that anyone can join. But what I've done is basically I've just thrown in a website. Now, the good thing about using Todoist in this case is when I throw in a website address, what will happen is it actually automatically converts it into a clickable link. So I can now click on that. But really, the question I have is, what does this really mean to me? So what I normally see, and I'll do it this way because this is what I normally see people doing. And it does depend on, so people just usually have something like this. And it's just Todoist is automatically converting it, but you normally just get the web link. So what does this mean? So what I'm going to do is I can change it within Todoist, and you can do this in any task manager. Take this productivity course. Okay, and that's done. Now, by the way, with Todoist, I usually add in here will require an hour because I need to know something that's regarding that. So what I've done here is now I've made this much more useful because it's now clear what it is. I need to take the course and it's regarding productivity. Meeting next Friday, need to prepare. Well, what does that mean? So there we go. I actually now, when I threw this into my inbox, I just added the little task thinking, oh, I need to be a bit more clear. But what I will change it to is prepare for meeting next Friday we're going to give it something so it's very clear what meeting I'm preparing for on the special relationship. So this is a podcast that I am doing with a friend of mine. So that's all I need to do. Now, prepare for meeting next Friday on the special relationship. This is the date of the meeting. So I'm going to add a date of that to Thursday. So we'll move that to Thursday. And now again, I can just move that into my this week folder. It's actually done. So there we go. Job done. Oops, hang on. I'm going to save it. There we go. We saved and it's in. So I can move these things out. Another one that I actually see is people just write, I've got a problem with my Salesforce, so they just type Salesforce. But what does that mean? You need to be very clear about what this means. So contact, again, we're using the verb tech support regarding issues with Salesforce. Again, that's all you need to do. Now you've made the task clear. You know what it's going to do. Now, another one that I've seen people do is they throw in something like a quote and think, yeah, this is great. Now, a problem is a quote should not be in your task manager because it's a quote. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to copy that and I will put that into my notes app. So I just tap on down there, quote. And I will put that into my notes app. like that, and that's done. That's going to go straight into my notes inbox, so I can process that later. It's obvious in notes, it doesn't really matter because I know what it is, and I'm just going to remove that task so I can check that one off. Washer fluid, what does that mean? Aha, I know what that means because I only added it last night when I was trying to use the washer fluid in my car. So refill washer fluid. Ooh, I can remove that. In car. So again, I've used an actionable verb right there, so I can do that. And again, all I need to do is decide when I'm going to do it. Whoops. I'm going to save and job done. And new Mac Studio. Now, and I've got another one here, which is an article that I want to read from The Economist. So I live in South Korea, so it's interesting to read what's happening with the new president that we have. And the new president is Yoon Suk-yeol, and I want to read a little bit about this. So what I'm going to do is I use something called Instapaper. You can see right there. I'll just tap on that, and that's going to save it to Instapaper, and now I can remove that task. Now, normally with something like this, I automatically add it into my Instapaper, but I just wanted to show you that where sometimes people just throw in an article or a video they want to watch, and you do need to define it. New Mac Studio. So Apple released a new Mac Studio computer this week. But what does that mean? I put a question mark, so it's kind of indication. So look into... So again, I've got actionable task here. Look into the new Mac Studio. And what I might do here is, would it enhance my systems? Which is always the question I ask. So that's what I would actually do. So the actionable verb here is look into the new Mac Studio. So there we go. I'm going to go to the website. Now what I might do is at this stage, I think I'm going to save myself some time. So I can go to Apple and I can just find the Mac Studio. So we go here and there we go, learn more. So I'm going to do this. Learn more. I'm just going to copy the link and go back to my task here. So what I can do is I can just say put that into the description if you like, and then save. So what I've basically done here is I've now saved myself a lot of time because all I need to do is click on that and it will give me the Mac Studio. And it's really just a matter of when I'm going to do it. Email Stephanie. What does that mean? I've seen this kind of task so many times. Obviously, when you throw that in, you know exactly what it means. But the reality is, once you've gone through the rest of the day and you've had all these emergencies, that's not going to be so obvious. So what I'm going to be doing here about her presentation. Okay. And that's really all I need to do, and that's done. Now I have the actionable verb right there, email Stephanie. So it's very clear what it means, what I need to do. Now, clocks go backwards and forward. Again, this is maybe some information that I thought I need to do, but this would be something I would just add into my calendar because although in South Korea, where I live, we don't put the clocks forward and back for daylight saving time, but I know that happens in Europe and the US, and because of my coaching clients are in the Europe and the US, I need to know when these clocks go back. So I'm going to put this on my calendar. So I would probably do that straight away and it's done. But let's just say I'm processing, I'm not intending. So add daylight, I'm going to saving times to calendar. So now I've actually made that task. Calendar, can't spell, full stop, and I'm just going to remove that. So that now is very, very clear about what I want to do, and add is the verb. So if you look at my task list now, I have made this task list very, very clear what I need to do. So we've got call Ted on Friday regarding the boat sale. So we've got call, which is the action verb. Call Deborah about life goals. take this productivity course. I click on it and all I need to do then is enroll, contact tech support, refill washer fluid bottle. When I look at a list like this, it tells me what I can do. It's very clear what needs to happen. Now, today I'm recording this on a Saturday morning, so this is something that I would do today. And then I would just go through these and I would just add them when they need to be done. So there you go. Hopefully that's given you some ideas about how to make your tasks much more meaningful and actionable so you don't lose time trying to remember what something is or what you should do. There you go. Hopefully you've got some value from this episode. Thank you very much for watching it. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week.
Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.